Hello, my viewers. My name is Liz Kagema. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Kindly like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube account. Today we are going to talk about decluttering our lives. Decluttering our lives. When you talk about decluttering, some people may think it's only about the physical possessions we have, but I want us to think about the things we have in our life. Most of us, if we go to our kitchen, there is a lot of broken items we no longer use. We go to our bedrooms, there are a lot of clothes, some makeups which have lasted for many months after they expired. We no longer use them. The other broken brushes, they are still lying in our bedrooms and our closets. Our sitting room, we have so many things we no longer use. You find a person who reads newspaper, there are so many newspapers which are put somewhere and they are just gathering the dust. The broken or the wall clocks which are no longer working. The old calendars we have in our homes. So those are the physical possessions which we need to declutter or remove from our lives so that we can able to live a better life. Also, when you come about, we have the relationships. Some relationship or some people, when you talk to them, you feel like they are filling you up. They clog your mind. Some other people, they drain you when you talk to them. Those are some of the things we are saying you should declutter so that we can have more fulfilling life or lifestyle. So when I'm talking about the declutter, I'm talking about a holistic approach on how you can eliminate some of these things which you no longer use them. So I am talking about decluttering is a deliberate decision, not the word deliberate. It is a deliberate decision to free yourself from overwhelming grasp of possessions, commitment, and thoughts. So we are talking about possessions. These are the physical things I've been talking about. The old clocks which are hanging on the wall, the pile of newspapers, commitment or relationship. There are people, and I've just said about they drain you. You talk to them, and the time you're talking, you're done with them. 1 hour, you feel like you're so tired. The thoughts, some of us may be quiet, but we have a lot going on in our brains. There is a lot of thoughts. Things which are sometimes they don't care. They don't. You should not even be thinking about the things. Especially those people who have, they keep on worrying. They're even concerned with other people's business. So let's declutter our possessions. Let's declutter our commitment and relationships, and even our thoughts. So we want to remove those things or do away with those things which are no longer serving purpose in our life. We only want to retain the things which are useful. We use them. But anything in your life, and all of us, we fall victim of this. If I go to my walk-in closet right now, I know I can have more than 10 clothes. I think I will never put on them. If I go to my kitchen, there are so many, maybe something which is broken, a rolling pin which is broken, I no longer use it. A chopping board which is old, stained, I no longer use it because I've replaced it with another one, but I'm still keeping it in my house. Those are the things we are talking about, decluttering our lives. So what are the ways can we use or steps? There are so many ways you can use to declutter your life. Here are some ways or steps you can use to declutter your life. The first one is being honest with yourself. Be honest. When you're talking about being honest with yourself, because some people, they are holders. You have to appreciate and accept that you are a holder. People who do not like parting ways with the things they possess. If they bought something 20 years ago, a sweater, a cardigan for instance, and they have increased in size, they are still holding that on that cardigan because it's their favorite. I also had a radio, a head when I was a young girl. Those days was when I was in the university. I gave it another day because to me that was a treasure. I thought I should keep it. That was the first radio. So some of us, we have to accept we are holders. We do not like in parting ways with the things we treasure or we loved once time. But now we have to understand that keeping these things with us, it occupy most of our places. It also make the place look more disorganized. It also make the place look untidy. So let's be honest. Are you a hoarder like me? If you're a hoarder like me, kindly learn to put off or to reduce the things you have. Another thing is that it is good to get rid of those physical things I'm talking about. Start with your sitting room. Look aloud. Can you see a clock which is no longer working? Put it down. Can you see an old newspaper, an old magazine, an old book? Some may be important to other people, like the books. You can donate them to people who are in school, to libraries, or even to a neighbor who has a child or who is interested in reading. There are books, yes, we keep on referring now and then, but there are books you never refer to them. So donate them to the people who need them now. Even there are some people who left high school or even their colleges so many years ago, and they are still keeping the books they were using when they were in the college. Those are the keepers I'm talking. Start removing them, getting rid of them slowly. I know it will be a difficult task for someone who is a holder, but make that bold decision that I will do away with anything I have not touched for the last 1 year. Another thing is have a cleaning routine. When you have a cleaning routine and you make sure that you clean each and every part of your house, because most of us, if not all of us, we try to clean the areas we mostly walk, like in the sitting room we don't move the seats, we don't know what is beneath the seats. In the bedroom, just where we just walk. But in the closet, we don't even dust our closet. The moment you have a routine, a cleaning routine, and you make sure that every time you do that routine, you go to every places, you make sure that you clean each and every corner of your house, that is the time you realize that you have a lot which are kept in the places you no longer go, because you can, maybe there is a closet where you have put the regular clothes, but those other closets you do not open now and then. The moment you have that routine of cleaning, you realize they are holding so many things which are necessary: empty bottles, empty packets, paper bag, which are of no use. So when you have a cleaning routine, you're able to get, or even to see, to come across those items you no longer use them. In fact, sometimes you go, especially in the kitchen, you see something. You're like, I have these things, because you have never seen that thing for the last 5 years, because we do not tend to clean our houses to each and every corner. Another thing, know how to handle your papers, especially those people who do their work involve a lot of paperwork. Those people who buy newspapers every day. Those people who have children in the house, there's a lot of paperwork. Make sure that you're able to handle them. The things you do not need, the papers you do not need, the books you do not need, those which you're already done with them, make sure that you dispose them. And I said, even the books, if you have a library in your house, some of those books, you never use them. Donate them. There are people who need those books. So it is good to make sure that you are able to handle your your papers. Another thing is try to avoid buying cheap second-hand items along the street. What we do is this: anytime you're passing somewhere, you see something cheap, not because you need that thing, by the fact it's an item which is cheap, we tend to buy them. Especially as women, we are good at that. Even men, when they are taking their drinks in the social places, they see somebody hawking this and that. They buy, and they do not use them, or they don't need those items they are buying. So if you try to avoid those cheap items, you buy and you do not need them, you'll help yourself from paying those unwanted objects and items at home. So let's avoid. I'm also, when I go to Nairobi, by the time I'm coming back home, I have something. Do I really need it? A probability no. Does it fit me? A probability will be a no. And I find myself, I'm cluttering my house instead of decluttering. So let's avoid those cheap second items along the street, or even sometimes the things which are on offer. Sometimes we buy something, it's because it is on offer, but in the real sense, we do not need that item. So let's always stick to what we need. Me, I'm a budget person. If I need A, B, C, D, I'll not go to X because I've seen it is cheaper and I know that thing will not serve me in any way. So avoid those unplanned items. Evaluate our relationship. Remember, I said some people will drain you. You talk to a person, especially those people have. I'm not saying get me right. I'm not saying it's not good to listen. The people come with a million and one problems. They talk, I have this, I don't have this, my grandfather is doing this, my wife is not doing this, my husband is not doing this. They have problems and problems and problems and problems. If you listen to that person for 2 hours, by the time you are leaving that place, a probability you'll be exhausted, you'll be drained, you'll be feeling like you're worn out. So make sure that you set fairly clear boundaries on what to listen. Other people, they talk to you, they talk to you. If you're talking about a specific issue, before they finalize that specific issue, they have added more other things which are necessary. They are not even related to whatever you are talking. By the time you're leaving that place, you are filled up. You feel you're clogged. Your mind is not working. It is overworked. It has been put a lot of things. So set boundaries on what to listen. And over time, I've learned this. Some of my friends, they have not realized that they kind of they kind of empty baggages to other people's life. So I tell to them, no, that's not what we are talking about. I stop them because I know what it means to them. They are full of garbage. They keep on putting the baggage in my baggage to my life. No, no, no. If you're talking about an issue, let's discuss that issue and we add that issue. If there's any other business, we'll handle it. But there are people who just keep on fainting unnecessarily, and you're not their support system. So set clear boundaries on what you want to listen, and it is from who. Because some people, they'll keep on finding their way into your life, and the only thing is to leave you feeling drained. But remember, we also have friends who encourage us, who inspires us, who lift us up. Those are the people we should even concentrate our energy on, not the people who make us feel drained, not the people who tie us with a lot of nonsense. And we do not have to listen everything. So let's have very clear boundaries on this. Those are some things you can do. Another thing is that decluttering, it can also be done in phases. Some people think it's waking up in the morning, you remove the things you think you do not need, and that's the end of the road. No, it should be a proactive process. It is something you should be doing every day, every week. You see something it's of no use to you, kindly get rid of it. Because the moment you ignore it, if it was one item, by the end of the month or a year, you have about 100 more items which are accumulated to your house and you do not need them. And they occupy the spaces should be put in the things which are useful. They occupy in your place and you feel the place is too much. And that's why some people, when they go home, instead of feeling they are calm, instead of relaxing, they feel they're even getting more tired. Their bedroom is afraid. There's a lot of hanging. You have hung your clothes. I don't know what. Some are filled with dust because you have a lot. You cannot able to to remain organized. So let's learn to remove the things we do not need in our life. What are the advantages or what are the benefits of decluttering our life? The first thing is we get enhanced mental clarity. Remember when I was defining the term declutter, I said it is about the profession, it's about the commitment and relationship, and even our thoughts. The moment you remove some of these unnecessary thoughts, some of the thoughts we have, it is worrying about the future, worrying about your neighbor, worrying about the people you're competing with, worrying about that one boss, worrying about the person is better than you, who is more educated than you. No, get rid of those unnecessary thoughts in your mind so that you can able to be at calm, you can relax, and you can enhance. The brain can now have the space to dwell on the things which are more important to your life. And when you reduce the thoughts which are going through your mind, you have mental clarity. You can able to think more clearly. You can able to be specific on what you're dealing with. You can able to make a decision more easily than when you're crowded with so many thoughts. You do not know which one to finish and what's even bothering you. So you have enhanced mental clarity. Another thing, it reduces stress and anxiety. This one is from both physical and mental accumulation. When you talk about the physical accumulation, when you go home, a place where it is disorganized, you don't even have place to even step. You don't have even you go to your house, even your own seat, it is piled with clothes and all those type of things. It stresses you. Your mind is full of so many things. You're full of anxiety. But the moment you declutter, you make sure that your place is more organized. Your mind has little to think about. You reduce your stress levels and also the anxiety level. So let's learn to declutter from unnecessary things we are holding. Another thing, it creates creativity. When you remove unnecessary things, the physical possession, you can able now to even to think on how you can create, you can reorganize, you can rearrange your house. The same way with our thought. When we remove unwanted thoughts, we can now able to think clearly and we can be innovators, we can be creative in other things. So it is important we declutter. Another thing, we also have financial benefit. Some of these things you do not need your house. You can sell them to your friends. You can advertise them online and you get a shilling. Instead of just throwing them away, you can sell them. In those some countries, they have something they call garage sale. In our country, you just take to the market or you advertise online, and somebody may buy your item and get an extra coin. Another thing, it strengthens decision making. Remember, when you have a mental clarity, you can able to concentrate on the important issues and make the right decision. So it strengthens decision making. It also enhances relationship. Remember, when you're talking about the people who come to your life, they with a lot of unnecessary information, unnecessary stories, which make you make feel you're a bit filled up or even drained. But when you set the boundaries, the people you are relating with, you'll be relating well because you are within the boundaries you have set. This nonsense you don't want to listen, so you're able to listen. I mean, to relate with that the people you work with, your friends, your neighbors, well, because they know you have set the boundaries. You don't want to entertain some of these things which do not make sense to your life, especially the gossiping. There are people who just come to your life, they gossip you about A, they go to B, they go to C, they go to D, they tie you up. So set boundaries. And if you do not entertain gossip, those people will not bring gossip to you. So you have well maintained relationship. You also have the physical health. Remember, when your mental health is affected, also your physical health is affected because maybe you get sick because even the environment you're staying, because it is not a health environment. You have a lot. You're not able to clean your toilet well, your kitchen well, you're eating unhealthy food because everything is disorganized and not well organized. So let's learn to declutter our life, declutter everything we think it is holding us back, which is occupying the space which should not be occupying. Friends, possessions, thought, anything you think it's not supposed to be occupying your life, let it go. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly click on the notification button for more of my videos. Thank you.